what I would like to present to you would be my experience in B2B and B2C setting regarding brands, businesses, and organization in tourism. So, small background. I'm a graphic designer and a small studio owner, and last couple of years I've been quite active in tourism. So I picked a couple of cases that I would love to show you. And here's the agenda. So just quickly going over the importance of design, challenges, design solutions, a couple of case studies, some tips on implementation, and then, well, we're practically done. And if you want to have some questions, feel free to ask. Okay, this is me in the office. So there's Studio Disegnat, like Italian disegnare to design. A couple of us, so we help businesses and organizations in tourism to get the attention, to show their value in the market, and provide them with our creative support and experience in design, branding, and illustration. So you can say a regular design studio with some focus. Okay, just a couple of notes. So I would love to start with the importance of design. So when people ask me why would I need to invest in design or implement any of these design strategies, well, there are a couple of reasons. I'm sure you must be aware of some of them. So with design, companies and brands can stand out from the crowd. It does build trust and credibility among your customers and clients. It shapes expectations. It creates desire. When you look at the advertisement, for example, for tourist boards, traveling apps like pilgrimage or something, usually you will come across some visuals that hopefully make you more into going for it. Fostering long-lasting connections. It increases your value and attracts your desired customers. Okay, now all this stuff is something you probably see on LinkedIn and everywhere every day, and can sound boring, but in a nutshell, products or services or whatever you're doing indeed do get perceived like as a high value offering if you have some design into it, professional design, and it also does filter your customers or clients, so your target group, because you can just focus on people you want to reach. And when done nicely, it does provide better customer experience. If we speak of websites, or if you go like a trip, like signage, maybe maps, brochures, mobile apps, and so on. What are the challenges in tourism industry? Well, there are many. I try to summarize a couple of points. Well, the common challenges, one could say the whole world is talking about sustainability, long-term business operations. So on one side, we are trying to balance growth with the desire to be sustainable and also pay attention to the environment. The second factor, okay, economic instability. What I mean here, there's always, let's be honest, some sort of economic instability. And as entrepreneurs or business owners, they should always pay attention to the technological advancements and the situation in the market. So third thing, yeah, staying current, keeping in touch with the updates in technology, and also updating materials. Like if you visit the website of a travel company or something, if they look like they were created like 15-20 years ago, you will probably be a little bit skeptical, like, do these guys still exist? Why they don't invest in themselves, and so on. Fourth point, health and safety concerns in the post-COVID period. So I forgot to introduce, I'm actually from Croatia, so I don't know if you know about this country. We're close to Italy, Game of Thrones was filmed here, King's Landing, and near the capital. So here the situation is a little bit relaxed regarding post-COVID period, but you can notice that those safety measures and health recommendations are kind of visible, still visible, and people try to apply it into their business plans. Number 5, competitive market. Yeah, I would say it's never been easier to connect, start a business, network with people, or you have so many opportunities at the same time because everything is available to everyone. There is a huge competitiveness, and especially following the advancements in technology like AI recently, it's like you feel like you're always running, so you have to pay attention here as well. Promoting inclusivity and cultural sensitivity, another quite important topic. Point number 7, brand reputation and visibility. This is, well, related to number 5 in a way, because the better visibility you have and reputation, the easier should things be for you. Now, I speak from the perspective of B2B relations in tourism, but this would also go for if you put yourselves in the customer's shoes, or like I'm traveling today, like right now I'm outside because of the conference. There was this kind of reputation. I wanted to go, or I had the option not to go, but because of everything and how they represented it, I went here. Maybe not the best example, but you know what I mean. So products or something everywhere, everything is important. Lastly, due to all these changes, it's important to have long-term visions and strategies. So lack of focus, scatterness could also be a problem for many brands, speaking in B2B context. All right, let's go to next thing, design solutions for tourism. So what could be the answer to all these challenges? Well, these are just some of the examples that organizations could implement. So work improving customer experience through design, and what could be the examples? Let's say you want to have user-friendly website that it's easy to get the information, do what needs to be done from your point of view as a visitor. Refreshing brand identity, consistent with your values and messages. What does it mean? Well, what you look like should actually be also the reflection of what you offer or represent yourself. So those things should be quite consistent. Have attractive marketing materials for print, online. Basically, well, if you go to trade shows or if you're just present on social media, you want to stand out from the crowd. Maybe you can think about the ways how to engage with your customers, audience on social media and events, since people love being connected with people, not with companies. Working with professionals from other fields, I would say this is quite important because multidisciplinary approach gives you the benefit of learning something from different perspective, and also someone else can help you with their skills and knowledge, expertise in a field that's not related to yours. So let's say for us here at this meeting, I can give you my perspective, help, like, hey guys, you could improve this or this, whatever you want, tell me, and we'll see what works. Also, you can do the same for me, or we all gather for like something third. Hey, let's do a project. You know this thing, you know this thing. Let's see what we can do together. Another popular option in tourism are the virtual tours. So some websites use them, and people love to get the idea of what's going around before they visit it. And another option would be creating engaging mobile apps, like travel apps. We have lots of examples here, Airbnb or like Uber for driving, like taxi or something, restaurants and so on. Lastly, before we go to the more juicy side, which means lots of photos, what are the benefits of design implementation? Like, is it just all about looking nice, or are there any other advantages of working on your design? I took 5 points. So how investing in design and branding can help the organizations and brands. So first, increase customer loyalty, or you can say positive brand perception in public. You will also get positive word of mouth effect, which is personally one of the best, because you just got a recommendation from someone who was satisfied with what you're doing. Number 4, competitive advantage in the tourism industry. So just remember the challenges we talked about. And lastly, you have a more sustainable business, and also as a side effect, you should also get increase in revenues. So basically, good design sells. This is it about the theoretical part. So I will just show you a couple of case studies from a tourism niche that we worked on in the last couple of years, with some notions like what the problem was, what the result was, and to show you whether all this theoretical introduction had some sort of sense. So the number one thing I wanted to show you is local creation travel agency for boat excursions. So we did a rebranding after 20 or even 30 years of their existence. It's a family company based in Dalmatia on the Adriatic coast. So they are doing the excursions, but visually they were lacking years in following trends, and they felt that their business also was kind of declining, and COVID pushed many questions in 2020. So we jumped in, did the strategy, refined the materials, and now just to have a comparison, of course, with what you see. So this is what they looked like before for, let's say, 20 years. And this is the new stuff. So we just tried to approach more travelers. The problem was like their website wasn't user-friendly. They weren't getting enough visitors as they were supposed to. And after we actually implemented those changes, I can say we even have a statistics. They had increase in sales by 40%. A lot of people reached out by using Google or something, and they were quite satisfied with the service. So you can see the power of design and branding here, and it's still well, it's quite popular in this destination even 4 or 5 years after rebranding. So you can see the effect. I would say for like, if any of you is a business owner, you're probably happy when you see the change, and when your customers or clients or whoever your audience is sends you messages like, hey guys, we just came across your website, it looks cool, we want to work with you, we want to book your trips, whatever you offer. The next one is a little bit different. So this one, I took an example for the largest Croatian pumpkin festival. Maybe sounds funny, but it's quite a visited event that lasts for a couple of days. So this case study is about working with the local tourist boards, which is a different type of projects where you have to think about local community manifestations and activities. So yeah, this is the refreshed identity, what it looks like. It's in autumn, hence the colors. Results, so from 55 to almost 90,000 visitors after implementing those strategies and changes. And as you can see, the trend is going on, so another positive example. Next thing, if any of you visit Austria, well, you still have, I think, 2 years. In city of Graz in Styria, you're going to come across our tram, which was designed to promote local activities for the tourist board as well. So with plenty of illustrations, quite, how do you say, a joyful trim, I may say, when compared to others. Number 4, again, collaboration with local tourist boards, improving customer experience, or bad word, actually a user experience. We did the cycling maps, info boards across the region, and as I'm a cyclist myself, I was quite happy to be part of something that I'm also personally pretty much involved outside of work. So yeah, new maps showing important stuff for the tourists. Number 5, we did if any of you is part of EU, then you must be familiar with EU Interreg projects. So this one was between several countries from Austria, Slovenia to Croatia, Hungary, and Serbia. Again, about cycling. Cool project. So we did for visitor center to help the travelers, passengers, and visitors daily or for a couple of days who are interested into cycling. We created an interactive website with a map where you can get the routes info and everything in a fun and engaging way. I didn't put a video here because it's a PDF, but you can check it on our website. Okay, we're approaching the end. Number 6, we did the rebranding for another type of a client, largest Croatian booking platform. This is something like a Croatian version of booking.com or Airbnb. So this is the new look, and they've been struggling for 20 years, always changing their identity because lack of focus, lack of strategy. So tips for anyone to know, to get the results, first know what's the point of what you're doing, who your audience is, so what's the plan. Otherwise you just go in circles. So we help them here by doing the brand strategy, a little bit of storytelling, and now it's hopefully something they're gonna keep for next decade at least. Yeah, the old materials, the new ones. Again, positive feedback from the local community, B2C, B2B market, travelers, both Croatian ones and the foreigners. Okay, we can skip this. Lastly, another type of client. So this would be the category of hospitality. We did the visual identity and website for one specific the apartments in Croatia, again on the coast. It's called Maris Experience Apartments. So they wanted to have some sort of story and storytelling that would attract people, and when they visit their website, that it's not just, okay, here's a room, it's cheap, or it's, I don't know, whatever price, let's book it and bye-bye, no more interest. So we came up with a story, taking local, like, I wouldn't say mythologies, but it's a quite specific destination they wanted to say. So we tried to also implement it and put into description of Maris. And this is what it looks like. Dear travelers, welcome to Maris Holiday House, the place for a transformative vacation. And it's a place for adventurous travelers who want to experience something new, maybe go hiking or even rent a boat, since it's on a coast. The new website looks like this, and we also did some other materials. So you can see how how we increased the value of just implementing both brand strategy and new fresh design identity. Yeah, results. So it's not just talking the talk, but walk the walk. From practically 0 reservations in winter to half per month from usual summer number of reservations. So the owners are quite happy, and very positive feedback from the travelers. This is the last example. So we also did to promote local communities and values. We created our own souvenirs using illustrations and local expressions. And we came to this idea because our foreign friends who came to Croatia said, like, you always have the same boring souvenirs. Please, do you have something new? And we thought, like, okay, we love languages, traveling. We also do design illustration. Why not, give it a try? So there you go. Yeah. Lastly, some tips on how to implement design in your tourism business. Well, I guess you're more or less familiar with this. So the first thing, if you want to change, is do some research and understand your audience needs. Do your homework also and check how your website stands or your materials. So audit current digital presence, what could be improved, what is like, where are we strong, our strong points, and what are our weak points. You can collaborate with design professionals, of course. You can try to produce user-friendly apps and attractive marketing materials, especially in traveling. People will go where they see maybe captivating titles, so copywriting, as well as astounding photographs and videos. It's since I skipped the first part, I don't know about the other two topics, but hopefully some of these are also applicable to your case. You can also think about designing post-visit communications. Now, what does it mean? You may be thinking, like when you have, let's say, if you're a host and you have visitors in your apartment, what are you gonna do when they leave? Are you gonna send them like a follow-up email, like a thank you note or something? Are you gonna stay in touch with them, keep in touch, and so on? And lastly, something that some people might not like, but that's just how it is. You have to continue monitoring and refining your service or product, whatever you do, your offer, and you track results, reactions from other people, and try to improve it. So basically, this is it. So if you have questions, I think, Obehi, if I understood you, we're all gonna have collective questions and answers part, and that's it. So I hope I didn't rush too much and that I also didn't show too many examples.
Thank you so much for that, Petrov. I appreciate that. I love your presentation. It's highly valuable. There is a line that connects everybody here together. Of course, you missed the two presentation. Anyway, there is nothing to worry about that. In that you are going to be able to see it because the room is being recorded intentionally for this reason, so that those who are not here now, they can also benefit from it later on. So both your presentation and those that came before you are going to be valuable. Croatia is also a very beautiful place and one of the most important places for people to visit. I can say that without any doubt because it's really a beautiful place. Now, Petrov, help me understand this. In Obehi podcast and also in A classes, we actually live and die on storytelling. We love it. Storytelling is everything as far as we are concerned. And now you were talking about how to leverage story, how to stand out in the crowd in the tourism industry. How would you leverage storytelling to do that?
Great point. And perhaps I didn't put an emphasis enough on storytelling in my part. Yes, basically without storytelling, you feel kind of dry, if you know. How can I compare it? Like drinking something without taste, despite the nice packaging. So the examples I showed you, either verbally through texts and titles, images, illustrations, they always have some sort of story. And okay, I don't want to say like be authentic because everyone is trying to be authentic and it's sometimes very difficult or even impossible, but just doing what you do despite the others, you find something special. Storytelling does help and people love stories, people remember stories. I'm gonna remember you if I had probably seen some data which is like, nice, cool, and you forget it 10 seconds later. So stories are important. Since you spoke about Croatia, I guess there are also stories about for tourists, like visiting the place. I also told you about the Game of Thrones places that was filmed here, which is another story which people love hearing, and then they have their own they take their own value out of it. So to summarize, yes, stories and storytelling, it's essential to branding. If you don't have one, it's just looking nice and that's it, but without character, as my girlfriend would say.
All
Yeah.
right, that's good. That's powerful. That's powerful. No, we are on the line. That is what we say here. If you take story away from anything that we do, it becomes very flat. And we don't want
Yeah.
to be flat. We want to be deep. All right. Now, you also talked about design. And now I want you to speak to B2B businesses within tourism and hospitality. What do you think they need to consider so that their design can actually stand out in the competition?
Okay, so there's always a system here. I'm not the typical designer like talking about logos and fonts. It's just the tools to achieve something. So when speaking of design, especially if something more serious or important, there's always a whole system like storytelling is one part, messaging, the tone and everything. The design I mostly relate to, and maybe your question is what you see, but there's also what you feel. So you have to get those like brand identity, tone, messages, and what you see. They should be in cohesion, right? They should work together. So companies considering design, as I said, they should think about what do they stand for, if possible, whom do they serve. So like you can do business on anything, but probably there are things like, okay, I have skills for something that might be useful for some specific group of people. Let's say like personally. So for me, by the way, my name is Greg, so you can also call me like this. I used to do freelance, not freelance, volunteering, volunteer as a tour guide in my capital and around. So hence I'm in tourism industry. This is like if I can use my skills, knowledge, and also think about how to put it for my audience, the clients, the companies you asked for, it's a huge advantage. So the companies for design should think about who are they for, who's their audience, what do they want them to achieve, and then you just jump into action, like working with creatives or something. But just doing the design for the sake of design is a very bad idea. I can guarantee you that. So it's usually lots of like, as I said, you all watched Pirates of the Caribbean, I guess. So when Jack Sparrow has a compass, and in the second movie, Tia Dalma says like, "Oh, Jack Sparrow doesn't know what he wants, so his compass wasn't showing anything." The same goes for businesses and organizations who just shoot the arrows in all directions and expect results. Yeah, that would be my answer. Sorry, guys, if it was a little bit longer.
It's perfectly fine. I appreciate that. My dear friend Petrov, I appreciate what you're doing. I really do appreciate that. Now, the question for you is what would you suggest as the best way to better engage with audience? So I'm talking of the B2B businesses who want to better engage with their audience. What is the best approach that you want to recommend to them?
As a B2B business, the best way to engage with my audience, well, depends on the audience, geographically as well. Personally, I love meeting people when possible. So in my case, it's locally or going to trade shows. Like I've been to Germany, Belgrade, Italy. Plus, you also include traveling, which is never a bad idea when possible. So this is one way. The others is, I guess, through writing. So if you write or publish stuff that you personally like, or let's say it's just for business, but eventually people will find you as this concept of tribe works. So the tribes, people who are alike, share the ideas, get connected, and so it just goes. For me, that's how it worked so far. I used to do the YouTube channel Croatian for Foreigners a long time ago as a passion side besides studying, and this way I connected to people worldwide. I had students from Australia, States attorney, which was something unusual for me at the time, from Brazil, and I also love this way of connectivity. So what you hear is maybe this type of persona, if you understand what I want to say. For some people, some prefer hiding. I'm always happy if I get an email. Is it on Facebook message or into my inbox or something? Gives me the joy of what I'm doing makes sense for someone. And that's the way how I reach it. Of course, if you use, of course, your audience is quite wide or massive, perhaps you can expect it online promotion and advertising, but where you can target who you want to read your posts or ads. But generally, whenever possible, if I have an idea, I will directly contact person, either a call or email, but even call, because we are bombed every day with emails. Like Bukeka, you said you have around 500,000 or 1 million, I can't remember, but in your inbox, same here, every day filtering, and people won't respond, but when you call them, first you hear the voice, you can change the mood immediately, and it's much easier. Plus, in Croatia, we love meeting in cafes. We were just in a cafe before, as you can see my surroundings. Now it's empty because sleep time, but Starbucks never succeeded here because we just love sitting for hours, do business meetings, read, talk with friends, and this is one of the values and ways of communication in at least this part of Europe.
For people that want to connect with you, to do business with you, how can they reach you? Please share with them.
Okay, easy. Come here, or easier, send me an email. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, even Facebook. And what I wanted to say, I suck at listening to spelling, especially when it's fast. So maybe we can use the chat here and simply write our contacts.
All right. While you're writing, I post you the last one. What would be your final thought here to conclude the conversation? We talked about how to make traveling more appealing to the traveler. What do you have to say to conclude it?
Well, most of you already answered. Having the energy. So if it's personal tours, so you get in touch with people, you're not going to be a robot. Make it easy for them to, if they use the apps, websites, brochures, maps, make it easy, intuitive for them, so they enjoy using it, and also that they don't get lost. Yeah, that would be my advice. So just try to do whatever you offer each step of this journey, easy to use, intuitive, friendly. That's it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your contribution. It's highly valuable here. Thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate you. And of course, I appreciate also Hamed, who is here listening to what we are discussing, because you find a sister who is coming to join you in Cairo very soon, right? Thank you so much for being here. And of course, thank you, Dr. Enolia, and also Bukeka. These are really be very beautiful conversation. And I'm happy that we recorded, because I would have really regret that we can't have the chance to be able to listen to it again. But now, of course, as part of our strategy here, we always record what happened so that we can always have the time to rewatch it another time. So I want to thank all of you again for the time. It has really been a pleasure on my part. And of course, connect. Try to share the contact so you can remain in contact with the other persons and try to see what you can benefit from each other. This is why we are here.
Enormous. Instantaneously.
you.